What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Raw Talk review thingamajigger. As you can see, I'm not in my normal spot. I had some electrical issues on one side of my room, so literally this is my life right now. I got the light. Oh, you didn't see that. I got my light right there. Everything on the other side is like turned off and stuff like that. So I have to use like one half of my room to do this stuff and use all that stuff. So hopefully they get stuff fixed today. But it is what it is. You know, I got me some internet and I can still use my phone. So I mean, we still rocking out here. Anything to get the videos up. And unfortunately, on a day like this, we have to talk about Raw. I didn't watch the show. I watched some dishes at my job and clean things. That's where I was at. But happy Memorial Day, or happy past Memorial Day, because it's Tuesday now. It is now the countdown for my birthday, which is in 10 days because it's June 1st. And my birthday's June 10th. So my birthday's in 10 days. Less than 2 weeks. Look at me go. But anyways, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we're Raw. It was there. It was a show. There's not really a lot to talk about, but so much to talk about. I'm going to just go over a couple of. This is not going to be a long video at all. When I say that, I probably mean like 15-20 minutes, if that, of where they are on the show and what they're doing and whether or not if I agree with it or not. So let's get into the good. For the women's division, there's some stuff that's some decent stuff, and then there's some stuff that's not decent stuff. I like the use, and this is throughout the whole show. Throughout the whole show, I like the use that they're using more of their stars, their talent that they got, because they have a lot of talent. They're incorporating Nikki Cross, they're incorporating Ricochet, and Carrillo. They got Mustafa Ali back in there. They have Mansoor in there. They have tag teams. They have Lucha House Party, T-Bar and Mace, who hasn't been seen in a while. Viking Raiders were there. So this seems that they are at least using their talent, that because they have a 3-hour show. So that's the good thing that they're at least doing. But then that you got things like that you have a 3-hour show, that you're doing things like making Cedric Alexander versus Shelton Benjamin, 2 minutes, if that, of literally the same thing that happened last week. The finish that happened last week. Shelton does some stuff, and then he rakes him in the eye, and then he hits him with a neuralizer. The same thing literally that just happened last week, but they do it again for half the time, like more than half the time this week. You don't know what you want to do with Sheamus, whether you want to have him in a match with Ricochet and Carrillo. So you do both at the same time. You do them both back to back, where Sheamus literally just beat them both separately, handedly, twice. And now this week, they both beat him for distractions. So they're pretty much saying that they need distractions for each other to beat Sheamus. And like the weird thing is, like, you both want to be United States champion. I'm assuming that they both want to be United States champion. So why are you being buddies with each other? You should be fighting each other to want to be the one to face Sheamus. And Sheamus made a good point. He's like, yeah, the reason why I haven't done an open challenge is because I'm trying to find people who are worthy of, facing me, for the United States Championship, which is an interesting take on it. It's like, well, he's faced Ricochet one-on-one for an open challenge, and he's beating him. He beat him multiple times. He gave Carrillo a shot open challenge, and he's beaten him multiple times. And now it's taking both of them at the same time just to beat Sheamus. It's like, but you're still proving his point that you can't beat him fair by yourself. You need help. With that said, the match itself, the little mini matches they got, they were good, they were fine. You got Sheamus, who's been working like crazy. You got Ricochet, who's fantastic, and you got Carrillo, who's pretty good as well. So, but I do want to see next week what would happen. Sheamus probably gets mad. He was like, you know what? I'm only giving my opportunity to one more person. It's either Ricochet or Humberto Carrillo. You guys fight it out one-on-one. Whoever wins, I will grant them a United States Championship match. And maybe he gives them the one-on-one match, and maybe he interferes and says, "Hi, just kidding. Neither one of you guys deserve it. I beat you both up." And then Adam Pearce is like, at the pay-per-view, triple threat or something like that. So I can see that happening, and I can see Sheamus beating them both in a triple threat match. Maybe pinning Humberto, and then Ricochet be like, "Hey, you beat Humberto, not me. I want my rematch." And then he gets his on Monday. He beats him, and then maybe Damian Priest steps up, for him, or Keith Lee or somebody. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, that they need to work on. But again, they're using Ricochet. They're using Humberto. It'll be interesting to see what would happen after he beats him. It would be a little interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, Ricochet goes to SmackDown and be great on SmackDown. Who knows? Women's division, as I talked about very briefly earlier, because I was going to mention it. Like I said, I like that they're at least using Nikki Cross. There's no Asuka. It makes me cry a little bit on the inside. They're using Nikki Cross. They're finally going to take out Shayna and Nia. They're assuming that they're not going to be a thing anymore after what happened earlier today. They're focusing on a tag team division. So that was 3 different women's sections, women's segments in one. So that's a good thing. Well, 4, because they had the match with they had the tag team match, they had the Beat the Clock, they had the Reginald match, and then they had the segment with Alexa's Playground. So I mean, they're at least doing some stuff with women. So that's a thumbs up. A lot of people are not happy because Reginald beat Shayna Baszler, which I can understand. Who would be happy about Reginald beating Shayna Baszler? And the only thing that would save this, and did I say this earlier? I said it on a post earlier. I said the thing that I think that would save this would be, so Reggie beats Shayna Baszler, fluke victory, roll up because of fire, whatever happens. Okay, fine, whatever. Nia's happy, good for her, good for him. They go on Alexa's Playground. They talk to Alexa and Lily for a little bit, talk about how does he feel, all this other good stuff. And then Shayna Baszler comes, gangsta Shayna, boom, attacks Reginald, cure for the clutch, lays him out. And then Shayna goes to Alexa and Lily. He's like, "Hey, you've been interfering in my business. Now it's time. It's over." And then she tells Lily that she's a stupid doll, and then she leaves. I wish would have said, "By the way, Lily," and then maybe like knock her down or like rip her apart or something like that. But it is what it is. So apparently they don't like each other. I don't expect Shayna to win this feud. I hope she does, but I don't expect her to. But they could do a thing where they have, they're doing, Shayna, or they're doing, what's her face? The whole Nikki Cross thing, with her and Charlotte and her and Rhea. I don't mind if they do like, "Hey, I outlasted both of you guys. I deserve to be in this title shot," or something like that. And they'd be like, "Hey, maybe if you actually have an actual win over somebody, maybe you can do it." Maybe she like fights Asuka, or maybe she fights Nia Jax or something like that to prove that she deserves to be at least a contender. They do whatever they do. Shayna has her match with Alexa Bliss. Nia goes on like a tear or something like that, and then she gets her ball rolling, And they have a thing that they always do, well, that they've been doing with the Fiend, is, you know, every time the Fiend's had a match with somebody or interacted with them or whatever happens, they're different. They're a different human. They're a different being. And I know Alexa Bliss isn't the Fiend, but you can probably think that they would be the same way. So I would hope that this feud with Shayna and Alexa and Lily, I guess, would make, you know, Shayna Baszler, you know, the old, you know, the Shayna Baszler that she is now, the little flirty, always getting rolled up and all this distractions and stuff, will bring her back to the old NXT Shayna Baszler, where at the end of the feud, whether she wins, whether she pure field clutches Alexa Bliss's head off and Lily, and then tears Lily up and stabs her in the heart or whatever she does, that this goes and, you know, brings Shayna Baszler back to Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. Nia Jax, you know, has her championship match against whoever's the champion, Rhea Ripley or Charlotte Flair. And then Shayna Baszler attacks Nia. You know, they do their feud. They're officially split up. They do their feud. Shayna Baszler tears Nia to shreds, and then she just goes on a rampage. She tears Asuka to shreds. She tears Nikki Cross to shreds. She tears Charlotte to shreds. She tears Naomi to shreds. She shreds Eva Marie up, even though she hasn't even been wrestling yet. She just tears everybody up until she makes her way to Rhea Ripley or whoever's the champion. You know, takes that title from her. They send Nia Jax to SmackDown, have her do whatever she does on SmackDown, and build her up. That's what I'm hoping that they do. They probably won't, but that would be a good use, at least for Shayna. And after Alexa and Shayna's done, I would hope that Alexa's next feud would be with Asuka, because they kind of had a little thing going with the Fiend type thing. They kind of had that little thing going. So hopefully the same thing they do with Shayna, they do with Asuka. You know, she's been also complacent. So maybe this feud with Asuka, a feud with Asuka would also, you know, change her and, you know, make her back to NXT Asuka, or back to NXT Asuka, murder Asuka, just kicking everybody, laughing at everybody with the face dripping and the mask, and she kicks everybody in the face and be awesome and stuff like that. Or maybe they bring her back to Kana, you know, old Shimmer. They're not going to do all that, but just fingers crossed that would happen. So that's the only saving grace in my brain that I would hope that they would do with this feud with Shayna and Alexa. You know, just change her and then just turn her into a murderer. It would be great because Shayna's the best. Like I said, Nikki Cross, good for her. I'm glad that she's at least in the conversation. You can deal without Miz TV. I don't really care for it, but I do like the fact that they have Nikki Cross in the mix. Literally, what Nikki Cross did with Charlotte this week, it's pretty much what they should have did last week. It's kind of weird how Charlotte said that she could beat Nikki Cross in 1 minute and not 2 minutes, but they still did a 2-minute beat the clock challenge, which was weird. You should have did a 1 minute one, so she said that she could beat her in 1 minute. They should have did a minute one, but it is what it is. So next week I expect maybe an actual match between one of them, or maybe they try to throw her into like another one-on-one match or something like that. Who knows? But yeah. And then the tag team match, the right team won. Mandy and Dana are good opponents for Tamina and Natalya. They need more tag teams, but again, they're trying. They are trying. So at least there's that. The tag team division is getting better, even though they literally just broke up another tag team. Jackson Riker and Elias are no longer a tag team. It is what it is. Pretty much the excuse was Jackson Riker is weird or something like that. I guess. It's kind of weird also because it was like he was talking about, he was saying that he didn't have his back, when he got beat up by what's his face. He helped him win, but he didn't. But he ran away and got beat up by Omos. Even though he's been doing that for the past, he's never really been helping Elias. So I don't know why he chose now to do it, but tag team titles was on the line. Elias obviously didn't get tagged in. He left. He said, "No, I'm not with it." And then AJ Styles did an awesome, phenomenal forearm. They stayed champions. So I guess Jackson Ryker is going to be a babyface. Yeah, whatever. Then they got T-Bar and Mace, who had a match with Lucha House Party. Good stuff from there. New Day, obviously, still a tag team. RK-Bro is still a tag team. So they still have the tag teams for AJ and Omos. So, I mean, they still have at least them. And they have the Viking Raiders. They might have Mustafa Ali and Mansoor because, reasons. Yeah, I like that they're at least attempting to do stuff for the tag team division. I like Xavier Woods. He's great. Him versus Randy Orton was great. They're very good at doing the wrestling stuff. I like that Randy Orton got to use the BroDerek on Woods. I like how Matt Riddle was trying to speak Spanish with Damian Priest. He said, "How you say hi, Randy, in Spanish?" And then Damian Priest was like, "Hey, yo, Randy's behind you," and he goes, "Hola, Randy, you're so good." So he told him that he saw the RKO last week, and he told him to just come check his match out and stuff like that. I love how much fun they're both having together. Especially Randy, I know he's having a kick out of this, so it's fun to see how Randy was before, the rumors about Randy and stuff like that, and I just like how now he's just he's just having fun, just using the BroDerek and stuff like that. Next week I hope he uses the floating bro. That'd be great. So yeah, main event. Drew McIntyre versus Kofi Kingston, fantastic. It was chef's kiss. Drew McIntyre talks about him respecting Kofi Kingston, but hey, he actually did something Kofi Kingston has not done, and that's outlast Brock Lesnar. Nice little dig there. Kofi Kingston said, "Hey, yeah, you say whatever you want. Yeah, you blinked and you might have missed it at that face against Brock, but guess what? I still did something you haven't done." And that was beat Bobby Lashley, which I did 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to do it again after I beat you. MVP talking about he wished that he could be out there, but he knows it's not worth getting fined over. He said that he teared up, as a Wakanda Forever when Kofi Kingston won the title. He said Drew's hard worker, and he's great. But it doesn't matter because neither one of them are going to beat Lashley. Yeah, the match was fantastic. Drew McIntyre is very good at wrestling. Kofi Kingston is one of the greatest babyfaces. And I hope that this doesn't end end Kofi at the top. I hope he stays in that title picture. Even I wouldn't mind even they do this. And then Kofi goes, to help Woods out a little bit, put him in, with the tag team stuff. And then maybe after Hell in a Cell, yeah. You do Hell in a Cell, maybe Kofi Kingston comes back. Maybe I wouldn't mind really Xavier Woods doing some more one-on-one matches. Maybe they do a little tag team stuff a little bit. And then maybe, they don't split because they're the New Day, but maybe, hey, you want to chase after the WWE Championship? I'm 100% behind you. Big E's chasing after the Intercontinental Championship. Maybe I want to be United States Champion or something like that. He gives them his blessing or whatever like that. And, but if they need each other's help, obviously they're always there for each other. So, they always, that. So, that'd be cool. Kofi did hit a Trouble in Paradise on Drew McIntyre, but he stumbled close to the ropes and got to the ropes to help him out. A lot of Claymore attempts, a lot of roll ups, studying your opponent. Kofi Kingston made the fatal mistake of going on top, and then boom, Claymore in the air for the win. So again, it's going to be Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the championship for the 5th time. Actually, the 6th time technically, because they had the one match when Drew was champion. They had that match like last year or something like that. Plus the other 4 matches that they had between April and now. And then the 5th one. So technically they had 6 plus the ones in TNA, but they don't count those ones. Elsewhere, Mustafa Ali was with Mansoor. Mansoor was with Viking Raiders. He talked about doing his big Viking cry. He told him, he did it. He was like, you're going to fit well here. He told him to welcome to Monday Night Raw. And then Mustafa Ali, came here and gave him some advice. Said, hey, don't trust all your friends. Your friends will turn your back on you. DTA, don't trust anybody. And Mansoor said, so that means I don't trust what you're saying. And then Ali was like, welcome to Raw. So I don't know if they're going to do something together or not, but a match between them would be great. Tag team between them would be great too, because they need tag teams. Eva Marie had a promo. I don't really care about it. That is pretty much it for the show. Nothing too fantastic. Nothing too crazy. Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre is great. I don't really know what they're gonna do after Hell in a Cell, because if Bobby retains, does Drew go to? Drew has to go back to the drawing board unless Jinder Mahal interferes. Oh, and they have the 2 guys with Jinder Mahal, the 2 guys with Jinder, so they got them too. So I wouldn't know if they would do Jinder versus McIntyre, and then maybe Kofi Kingston gets back to the top spot. Maybe because I don't really see Braun Strowman going back there because he's already beaten him. So maybe he would be like, maybe he would come out and be like, hey, I want another shot, and then Kofi would be like, hey, no, back of the line. I still want my one-on-one with Drew with Bobby. And maybe they do, maybe they have a one-on-one. Maybe they do a feud, something like that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I love Drew, but man, it's time to just step away for a little bit. Just step away from there. I really wish Keith Lee was here, to insert himself in that WWE Championship title scene. But whatever's going on with him, hopefully soon that he'll be okay and he'll be able to return. Everything else is fine. They broke up Elias and Jackson Riker, but like I said, they got the team with Jinder. They got them. They got T-Bar and Mace. They got Lucha House Party. They still have New Day. They have Viking and Raider Experience. They have one other team. Oh, and AJ and Omos himself. So they got a little something going on. So hopefully they'll be fine. Spicing up the women's, all the women's divisions. Hopefully what I said about Shayna Baszler comes true, because if not, I cry a little bit on the inside, and it'll be what it'll be. Hopefully they'll use Nikki Cross more, because she's fantastic. Give me more Damian Priest. Give me more Mustafa Ali. Put him in there. Give me some more of him. And they got Miz and Morrison. I guess Miz and Morrison still a tag team too. So they also got that. So they got 7 teams. So there it is. Yeah. Raw was, I didn't watch it, but from what I said, I'd probably give Raw a C, and that's probably being generous. What did you guys think? Did you not like to go through that 3 hours of Raw? Would you have liked it better if it was 2 hours of Raw? Did you actually enjoy Raw? Am I just talking out my butt? I don't know. You guys let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT, because I don't have to work. So I may be able to show you that on Wednesday. I'm out.